Hello, and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast where we watch movies we've never seen. I am one of your hosts, Betsy. With me, as always, is my husband, Trent.
That's this guy.
We are continuing our journey in the Keanu-thon with our fourth entry.
The fourth and final question mark
Of our
Keanu-thon.
We haven't decided yet. We'll see. Maybe we'll throw one more in. But yeah, we are in the 2010s.
Yeah.
And we are jumping in. This is going to be a little different than things we've done before.
Yeah.
We are watching John Wick 2.
The Deuce.
The Deuce, because Trent and I have both seen John Wick. We have not seen the sequels.
Yes, we have both 2 and 3. We've had them in our possession for a while. But because we've been talking about doing this podcast, it's kind of always been the plan that we were going to watch these movies along with the Fast and Furious stuff.
Yeah.
We're just going to, collect some movies and hey, we're going to do them as we do them. So guess what? We just did it.
So yeah. So we think you are all smart young people who have seen John Wick.
Have good taste. You've actually seen good movies. John Wick is a fantastic movie.
Yes. So John Wick, we're going to do a little bit of a recap for anybody who maybe hasn't watched it in a while. But then we're not going to do a whole episode about this because there's no need. We're going to jump right into the sequel, John Wick 2.
So normally we shy away from spoilers here in the intro. We're not going to do that this time about the first John Wick movie. So
because again, we're assuming you have seen this.
If you're going to listen to this episode of John Wick 2,
turn back now.
I hope you watched John Wick 1. And if you haven't, what is wrong with you? Even if you don't like action movies or violent movies, this is great. Okay, so full disclosure. Betsy and I literally just watched John Wick 1 a recap.
Once again, we fail as moviegoers sometimes, and we just haven't spent a lot of time revisiting this one.
Yeah, we like to watch new movies, and you know what? We really enjoyed the first one the first time we watched it.
Yep.
And
I think we
were good.
I think we watched about half of this in a hotel a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I remember watching part of it, but I so wanted to watch the whole thing again, we turned it off.
From front to back, yeah.
So we just rewatched it, and there was definitely stuff that I didn't remember, namely a bunch of actors that I forgot completely were in this.
Yeah.
So Willem Dafoe is in this, and John Leguizamo.
Yep.
And
again, only in a couple of scenes, but those scenes are very well played.
Yep, and Ian McShane. So
the voice himself.
So yes, the short version of John Wick is very simple. And you know what? I actually think this movie works on so many levels, but namely its simplicity, because I don't need a convoluted let's save the world backstory. Like when we watch Triple X, that's an action movie.
Yeah.
But it's a complex thing and they have to give a whole bunch of backstory and this and that and the other thing. John Wick, they're like, he's retired. Some guys cross him, they kill his dog and steal his car, and that's it.
Yeah.
They do the wrong thing to the wrong person.
In the wrong time of his life, because he just lived through a personal tragedy.
Yes.
In his retirement, he met a lady.
No, he met before his retirement. She is why he retired.
Sure, fine. He retires because of this lady. They fall in love, they get married. He puts it all behind.
Yes. He moves on.
Years go by. Like 4 years, I think they say.
5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
She gets sick. Horribly sick during this time. And just all of a sudden goes.
Yep.
They knew it was coming. They didn't know when. But she was going to die.
Right.
And that sucks. For a dude who has been living his life outside of the law and outside of the regular public life, that's tough to be pulled over in one direction and then not have that anymore. Where else do you go? Right. Except back to where you were.
Right.
So, and that's why she gives him the dog.
Yes, so she makes a plan to leave him this dog that arrives after she's already in the ground.
Yeah.
So they've had her funeral.
Yep.
And so this is a very special dog. This is not just a dog. So, stupid asshole who doesn't know any better some little dipshit kid who's trying to play the tough guy
Theon, what the fuck, man?
steals his car and beats his dog to death.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know what? I don't like that. That makes me very sad.
Which, hey,
That's a
it
poor
gets
little
you
doggy.
on his side.
But you are immediately invested. Yes. And then the rest of the movie is carnage.
Yes.
He is on a path for revenge, and he fucking gets it.
Oh, yes,
So
he does.
there's a lot that happens in between that, but the short version of this movie is John Wick wins. But yeah, you don't need this convoluted story to have a really good action movie. This movie is incredible, and the lighting is really good, and the story is compelling.
It looks so cool.
I looked this up because I was curious. He speaks a grand total of 511 words the entire movie. He is the strong and silent type, for sure.
He speaks with his guns.
Yes, he lets his weapons do the talking.
So speaking of guns, so normally Betsy and I don't really speak a lot during the movies that we see for the first time. We let ourselves talk more during this one just because we've seen it and we're pointing out things to talk about. We're pointing out things that we maybe didn't notice before. And something about this movie and the way it treats its guns. Because most of the time in action movies, guns are just fodder. They're just things that are going off. They're like fireworks. Pew, pew, pew.
They're just exploding and they never run out of bullets.
They never run out of bullets. They never hit their targets. And if they do, it's like grazing damage. You're not going to kill the main heroes or the main villains until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
They treat their weapons, their guns, with the respect that they deserve. Gunshots are loud and effective.
Yeah.
They hit someone, it's going to do some damage. And if a trained person is using one, they're dead.
Yeah. They're hitting what they meant to hit.
Yes. You don't see movies like that a lot, where a man is using his weapons effectively.
And that is because he is a trained assassin. He is a hitman. He is the man who they send to kill everybody.
Yeah. Right.
So when he is after you, you are screwed.
Yep. But yeah, we talked about the son. I'm going to keep calling him Theon.
Alfie Allen.
Alfie Allen. He's just a little shit. He's the son of this crime boss, let's say.
Yep. Daddy's a gangster and he wants to play gangster.
And the reason why he is on top as a gangster is because of John Wick.
Yeah.
He gives John Wick a task.
An impossible task.
An impossible task that we assume as viewers basically got him to where he is today by taking out all of his competition. Yeah,
he says he gives him an impossible task as his challenge that says, if you do this,
then you can retire.
You can retire.
Yeah.
And the assumption is because he says the bodies he made that day built our empire.
Yeah.
So he basically went out and killed however many families were competing against this guy.
Sure.
How many gangs, how many Lotharios and groups. They were all murdered in a day so he could leave.
Uh-huh.
So there's so much of that where they just tell you don't need to see it. Everybody just tells you how bad this man is.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but you know how much of a badass he is when after he visits John after
the bad guy,
after the son visits John Leguizamo and says, I stole his car, ha ha ha, I want it under my name now, under clean plates and whatever. He hits him.
John Leguizamo hits him in the face because he's like, you stupid ass.
You stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And the father calls the car guy and says, I hear you hit my son. And he says, well, he stole John Wick's car and killed his dog. And the father goes, oh.
Yeah, he just says, oh, and hangs up the phone.
And he hangs up the phone.
Yeah.
And that's such a turning of the cliche. Mm-hmm. Like, the cliche is, if you hit my son and I'm going to come after you. Oh, no.
Or they give you an establishing backstory like, this is the guy who lived in the woods for 100 years.
Right.
And he killed guys mercilessly and they never saw him. And like, he has a body count of this and he's a trained soldier. There's always this huge backstory how he got to be the way he is. No, we get none of that.
It's just, Oh.
He is literally a tall, dark, quiet, mysterious figure.
Yes.
Who you do not want after
That
you.
is what is so effective. And they talk about the boogeyman.
Yes.
No, he isn't the boogeyman. He is the man that you send after the boogeyman.
Yes, yes. So that's the plot of this movie, to kind of wrap up summarizing this, because frankly, if you have gotten this far, you just need to go watch this movie.
Right, and
they give you
did
everything
this
in the trailer. Like, it's not like really spoiling much for you.
Yeah, and we did this just to refresh our own minds. We haven't seen this movie in a couple of years, probably.
Yeah.
That's your refresher, just from us doing this. This intro is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but I had one more thing I wanted to point out before we move on to 2.
Okay.
So those people who have seen all of the Matrix movies, as well as the first John Wick, might notice there's a dude, one of the bodyguards that is in the family crew,
Yep.
was actually in The Matrix Reloaded as one of the agents. He's at the very beginning of the movie where Neo meets up with them, and the agents go after Neo, and they have some new moves, and Neo goes, upgrades.
Yep.
And it's the same dude as like one of the main bodyguards. It's just fun to see those two guys getting back together after so long.
Two people from The Matrix.
Yeah, it's like 10 years since then.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose, from the Reloaded.
Yep. So, yeah, just a little nugget. Like, those two guys get to fight again.
Right. So we end the movie. Ian McShane is still alive. He is the hotel owner. So if we're making assumptions about what the sequel is going to be.
Yeah.
Because I honestly don't know.
I don't have a clue.
I've forgotten completely anything that was in the trailer. So he's still alive. So my guess is he may make an appearance, because that's a good location, that hotel, the club.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe was in the first one, but he is dead.
He is dead. Ms. Perkins, the lady who was going after him and breaking all the rules.
Yep, she's dead.
Yeah.
And John Leguizamo's still alive.
Yeah.
So if anybody's going to show up, it would be those two, John Leguizamo and Ian McShane.
And he never got his car back, so I assume he's going to get his car back somehow.
I mean, maybe, but honestly, he, at the end of the movie, is like stitching himself up at a vet clinic, and there's a dog there, and it has a sign on the cage. If you didn't see it, it says they're going to put this dog down.
Yeah.
And he takes the dog home. So he's got his dog, and he's killed the bad guys, and he's wandering off back into retirement. But obviously, that's not going to be the case. So do you think he has re-entered this world because he doesn't have anything else to do? Or do you think he is going to be dragged in some more?
I think he's just going to be dragged in some more because, as they say, you can't just dip your toe back in and expect to get out right away.
That's true. And when you take down a crime family like that, it leaves a vacuum.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of bad guys trying to fill that gap.
Sure. But again, he's a gun for hire.
Yes.
He is not just some guy out to clean up the city. He's not Batman.
Right.
Unfortunately, Keanu Reeves has not been cast as Batman yet.
If they cast him now as Batman, I feel like they've missed a window. He's going to be old grumbly Batman. Which that exists in the comics. Yeah. Maybe someday we'll get it.
I'll take it.
So it's a revenge tale in the first one, but I don't really know what to expect with the second.
No, I don't know either as far as a plot-wise what to expect. I think, he's probably going to start getting some jobs from people saying, hey, I hear you're back. I guess I'm back. That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Who else are we missing?
I have no idea who's in this. I have to imagine anytime you get a sequel like this, they up the ante a little bit. So it's going to be bigger action scenes, a higher body count, maybe some more stars, more people that we recognize, even in cameos.
Yeah, and it wasn't that long after the first one came out that the sequel came out, right?
No, I think it came out in like 2016 because we watched this movie, the first movie, soon after we moved into our house.
Which was 2015.
Yeah. And I think we did that with the intention of going to the second one and never did.
We never did. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't really... have many expectations I've heard it's good.
Do you think that a lot of time has passed?
No. Months, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It could be days.
Shit, yeah, we might just pick up right where we left off.
Yeah. Him walking down the street with his puppy.
Yeah.
You know?
And his phone rings.
Right.
Like sometimes that's how these movies
I heard
go.
your back. Keep hearing that.
Yeah.
I don't know, Betsy. Are you excited for this one? Since it's been so long since we saw the first one originally, like, are you in for the next one?
I think so, because from what I hear, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And anytime you make a movie like this, I'm gonna kind of damper my expectations a little bit, just because it's been a while since it came out, like you said.
Sure.
And the first one's so good.
It really is. It really is. The club scene is so good.
The lighting's cool.
The lighting.
You don't need the dialogue. There's like barely any dialogue, and it doesn't matter.
Just put cool shit on the screen and I will be happy.
So yeah, we're gonna watch John Wick 2. This one's just called John Wick 2,
It's just
right?
called John Wick 2.
They have a weird title in the third one, but this
Parabola.
one... Parabellum.
I'm going to say Parabola.
Okay, well, you're wrong. Anyway, this one is John Wick 2.
Yes.
So we're gonna go watch it, and we will be right back.
The deuce.
And we are back. We did it! John Wick 2!
Chapter 2.
I'm sorry, yes, John Wick Chapter 2.
That's something we got wrong in the first part, so we apologize. It is John Wick Chapter 2.
Hey, at least it's not like Fast and Furious with their weird naming conventions.
We're not going back to that.
No, this one is Chapter 2. Though they do get weird with the third one, I think. Anyway.
It's John Wick 3 Parabellum.
But is it Chapter 3? Doesn't
not
matter.
Chapter 3.
It doesn't matter. So, Trent, immediate thoughts. What did you think?
I wasn't expecting a couple of different people to show up.
Fact.
But
I was the same.
So I can see how you could go from 1 to 2 and how 2 goes to 3. Okay? I like the way they kind of pick up where things were.
Yeah.
They establish where John Wick is in his life, which we already kind of knew from the end of 1. John Wick got revenge on whatever he was getting revenge for.
Yep.
All he needed was his car back, and he was going to be able to just go back to whatever his life was.
Yep, and that chapter would be closed.
Correct.
So, yes.
But yeah, I can see how they get from A to B to C.
Yeah, we start the movie within, let's say, weeks?
Days
or weeks of the end of the first one.
Yeah.
And yeah, we start the movie literally with that same establishing shot. So we're still in New York.
Yep.
And we're flying over the city and getting sounds of action.
Yep. We got a motorcycle being chased by a muscle car.
Who's in the car? We don't know because they don't show you his face for the first several minutes.
But you know.
But you know.
You know.
But you know who we do get to see in the first several minutes?
Oh my god,
Trent.
it's Peter Stormare again. The devil himself.
This is a movie called, hey, why don't we call up Keanu's friends?
Right. Or Keanu calls up his friends and say, hey, you want to be in the sequel?
Exactly. So Peter Stormare, who we just visited in Constantine,
Yes.
shows up as the brother
Yeah.
and uncle of the two guys that were causing John Wick such problems in the first movie.
Indeed.
So he basically knows the one thing tying them together still is the fact that they have his car.
Right. He got a tip from John Leguizamo
Yep.
saying, hey, here's where your car is.
I know exactly where it is.
And who's got it and how you can get it back. So
he goes to get it.
he goes to get it, and in great John Wick fashion, It's a great action scene.
It is. I like sequels like this because they don't have to waste any time.
Yeah.
They just go right into it.
Not that they really wasted time in the first one.
No, but
in this one, they just go.
Yeah, we don't need to give you an explanation of who this individual is.
Yeah.
You know who John Wick is
Right.
if you watch the first one. But what was funny was he basically is repeating almost verbatim that whole sequence from the first one where he's like, he's a man of will and he's not going to give up. And then if the fucking thing with the pencil, he's like, yeah, I know. He killed a guy with the pencil. He killed a guy with the pencil.
Multiple guys.
So yeah, they sort of wink at that whole speech. He almost repeats it verbatim.
They also do the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a wink to the first one, and he just comes in and starts smashing shit up.
Right, and the way it's presented, I really like, because it's John Wick wrecking shop over here, cutting back to reaction shots of Peter Stormare.
Just sitting there waiting.
Listening.
Yeah.
Listening to the gunshots, listening to the wails of pain by his henchmen.
Cars, smashing cars, smashing people, people smashing cars.
It just keeps cutting back and forth between Peter Stormare and the action, and his face just begins to slump because of course he knows he's gonna come through the door.
Yeah, there's no point in him getting up and doing anything.
Yeah.
Because it's either gonna resolve itself or he's gonna get a visit.
But in reality, what happens at the end is John Wick isn't there just to keep on killing.
Nope.
This man didn't do anything except receive the vehicle. But John Wick shows up. He says, "I'm here for my car. I'm cool with you. Let's have a drink. Peace. We're done."
Yep. And we're not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm taking my car.
I got no more beef. I've got no more beef with you or your organization if you're not going to come after me. Stop it.
Yep.
You stop it. Just stop it.
And he does, and that is the last we see of Peter Stormare, much to your disappointment.
Oh, so bummed. I wanted to see more of him, but I understand why.
I didn't know he was in this.
I had no idea. I normally look up the cast list for these movies before we watch them. I wanted to go in completely blind. I knew nothing about the plot of this going in.
I'm finding it really funny that 3 of the 4 movies have kind of rolled into this, and we picked these kind of arbitrarily.
Yeah.
They were just movies we hadn't seen. So we watched Devil's Advocate, and then we watched Constantine. So he has 2 movies with the devil.
Yep.
And then Peter Stormare shows up in this fucking movie, so we have 2 movies in a row with him.
And then we have...
and we didn't plan this.
Not at all.
This is just coincidental.
What's the next movie we're going to watch, Betsy? Is it going to have Lawrence Fishburne in it?
I mean, we might have to. I don't fucking know.
Again, I had no idea Mr. Larry Fish, as we affectionately call him.
Yep, Larry Fish. He was once upon a time listed as Larry Fishburne.
Yes.
When he was on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
He was on Pee-wee's Playhouse, guys, the TV show.
So, yeah, he doesn't show up for quite a bit, so we'll get to him.
Yes.
But, yeah, so he's finished. He goes home. He buries his shit in the basement again.
Yeah.
He's done.
He seals it back up with new cement.
Yep.
He is done.
And as soon as he finishes, the doorbell rings. Because they said in the first one, you so much as dip your toe back in, you're not getting out that easy.
The word is going to get out.
Yeah.
You are back in. People are going to come after you in one way or another.
Yes.
But in this case, we don't really get a whole lot of backstory as to why this guy shows up.
We do.
Well, what I mean by that is they don't really explain what John Wick had this other guy help him with.
Right.
So
they allude to it.
It had to do
he helped with his impossible task.
It had to do with the impossible task. This other guy helped him out. And when he mentions it to other people, saying, well, why did you give it to him of all people?
That dude? Yeah. That crazy guy?
Yeah. Like, why would you do a thing like that? But, I guess he needed to have it done because he was going to retire.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
He's never going to go back into this world.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares what he does on the way out the door?
But as soon as people learn that, number 1, he's back in, and number 2, he's done with whatever job that he was just on.
Yep.
You're not going to interrupt him in the middle of something. He's home now.
The thing that's always interesting in these two movies so far is how cordial everybody is.
I love their little world of like, and we'll get into it later, but like when he goes to Rome, they have all of these different terms for everything. They even have it in the first one.
But not even that, like just the way they have this mutual respect for each other. This guy shows up at his house and they all, express their sympathies,
condolences,
their condolences for the loss of his wife. They ask about the dog, compliment the house, and they make like professional small talk before they get down to business.
Right.
So he's got a marker. Basically, John Wick owes him, and he didn't want to do this. And he even seems like genuine, like, I didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
But here's the deal.
Yeah.
You do owe me. You are back out in the world.
Here's my opportunity.
I'm taking my chance here.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's got a marker with his bloody thumbprint that says, I owe you this.
Yep.
And he, of course, John Wick says, no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Take it back. I'm out. And
which is a big deal in that world to refuse that. Like even Ian McShane later
there's
says,
consequences to everything.
Like, no, you're not gonna say no. Just what does he want? Go and do it. Then you're done.
You didn't even ask.
Right.
Right. Yeah, but he says no without even knowing what the question was.
And he gets up from the table and says, "Okay, then."
Fine.
Goes to the door. You have a lovely home. Goodbye.
Yeah, but he even says, there's consequences, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this, but he does it.
And his house gets blown the fuck up.
Oh my god, I am so glad that they showed the dog immediately, because I'm like, do not kill another dog.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot blow up his house and kill his other dog.
Right.
The dog that has no name.
Yeah, still has no name.
Why does the dog have no name, do you think? Is it because the first dog came from his wife, who named the dog? That was what I was figuring, was when he got the first dog, it literally had a name tag already on it.
I suppose.
This dog, he has, but because it's not the same, it's just not going to have a name.
Yeah.
That was kind of what I took away from that. Mm-hmm. But he blows up his house, and Ian McShane tells him, he goes to the Continental. He walks from New Jersey.
Yeah, sure.
Because why not?
Yeah, it's just over the bridge.
It's just over the bridge. He and his dog walk to New York City, and they go to the Continental, and Ian McShane tells him, well, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you die.
Yeah.
If you refuse, you die.
Yeah.
If you stay, you die. Or you can do it, and you still might die.
Right. Because of what he's basically into.
Yeah.
Like, he is tasked to go and murder this guy's sister.
Who's a big shot.
Who is about to be coronated into this organization, which they never really explain, called the High Table.
Yeah, it's basically the baddest people in the world.
Yeah. It's like the Illuminati of badasses.
Yeah, and they all have a seat at the table.
Right.
Like they say, the Russians, the Italians,
all the different the
Japanese,
big countries. Yeah.
And this crime organization has a spot.
Yeah.
And she is filling it, and he wants it.
Right.
Because he's got daddy issues.
She does.
Literally, when my dad died, he
father.
bequeathed the seat
My
to
father.
her.
Anybody who calls their dad their father has daddy issues to me.
Oh, yes. Yes.
My father.
It's because it's a distant thing.
Yes.
They're not close.
Uh-huh.
So he decides to put out a hit. He redeems this favor.
Yeah.
By taking out his sister, which is yet another impossible task. But he gives him all the tools and the tricks to get it done. And he says, she's going to be here on this day.
Yep.
Go take care of it.
And apparently he and her have a history.
Well, they all do. Like I said, everybody in this organization knows him.
Yeah, everybody knows John Wick and his reputation,
yes.
as it were.
Yeah, so he goes to Rome, to the Continental. This was the thing that I was finding funny. The manager at both hotels calls him Jonathan.
Yep.
They all call him Jonathan. Why? Why?
I don't know.
Is it just like a formality thing?
I think so.
Like
they
saying
try to
Esquire.
Yeah, they try to elevate this thing so high that they just can't call him John.
Like some guy being called Bobby by all his friends. They will call him Robert.
Robert. Yes. He shows up at the Roman Continental, and he gets a room. He talks to the manager there, saying, "What are you here for? Wait, it's not about the Pope, is it?"
Just answer me one question.
Okay, I have a question about that before we move on.
Yes.
What would he have done if he said yes?
I mean, he'd have probably crossed himself and said, okay.
Right. So if you're here, why are you here?
I feel like
you were supposed to be retired. This must be really big. Oh my God.
Listen, he probably asks literally everybody that if they're coming to
Any
Rome.
high profile.
Yeah.
John Wick is a high profile dude. 'Cause
Yeah.
he didn't even know that he was back from being retired.
Right.
Because, of course, that only happened like a few days ago.
Right.
That all this stuff happened.
Right. So Joe Schmo off the street he's not gonna pay attention. He's gonna get a room. He can go about his business, whatever.
Right.
Anybody of John Wick's status, you must be here for the Pope.
You're gonna sit down with a manager and you're gonna get interrogated.
Yes.
To see, are you here about the Pope?
Yeah.
Why else would you be in Rome?
Inevitably, he assumes it will happen.
Right.
If not this Pope.
Oh man. But yeah, that was my big question there. What would he have done if he said yes?
I mean, this would be a very different kind of movie.
Oh yeah. I know. But in that world, I mean, that's all. But
Yeah.
so like most hotels, they have accommodations.
Services available to the guests.
Right. And in this case, they have tastings. Mm-hmm. And in this case, the tasting is a dude showing them
The sommelier.
a tasting of weaponry, as it were.
Yes, did you recognize that guy?
Yeah, I've seen him in a couple of different things. Like, isn't he in James Bond?
He probably is.
One of the newer James Bonds.
He shows up. He was on Parks and Rec, but you didn't get that far.
We haven't gotten there far yet.
And he's one of those British guys that just kind of shows up and he plays this sort of character, and you have a good chuckle. But yes, he's there getting a smattering of weaponry.
Right. The Glock from Germany.
I know
from
you're
this
partial to the German.
Right.
The German vintage.
I just thought that was a cool little. There's not a lot of levity in these movies at all. Like, there's a couple of things.
Right.
A couple. But that was a little fun moment.
Oh yeah, like he says at the end, do enjoy your party.
Yes. Again, it's this world and their language that they talk, like when
They speak in code.
like in the first one, they refer to you would like dinner reservations.
Yep.
Yeah, dinner reservations for 8. Which means you need a van to come up with 8 body bags and a cleanup crew because you just murdered a bunch of dudes.
It's true. It's true.
But yeah.
So yes, he goes and gets guns, and he goes to a tailor who fits him with bulletproof suit.
Uh-huh.
It's very light, and it does the job, but it hurts like a motherfucker. You are still gonna bleed, dude.
Yep.
And then he goes to a guy who knows all of the maps of the city and knows the underground.
Yep.
And tells
He
him
shows
exactly
them how to get
there.
in, how to the best way to access the place where these people are going to be.
Yep.
And by him being able to get in there without being noticed, he did his job.
Well, and it's in a city like Rome, there is a lot of ancient infrastructure that a lot of people don't know about, but it's all still there.
Tunnels.
Yeah. And that's going to be any European city. If you were in Paris, you've got the catacombs. If you were in, England, I'm sure there's a vast network underground.
Okay, talking about all that. Did you also have a problem with this concert being held at these ruins?
Why?
I would say not because they're desecrating the monuments or anything like that. The bass of the music might cause the thing to crumble down.
Okay, Maybe it's because I've watched one too many James Bond movies where
Yeah.
this is like kind of a common trope where they're having like a rock concert in a ruin.
Sure.
I think it's because
They did it in Triple X.
Yeah.
With Prague.
Right. I think the worst of the damage has already happened. All that's left is walls.
Sure.
And they are sturdy enough if they have held this long.
Yeah.
They're not going to fall down because of a little rock concert.
Okay. They're not going to be super precious about it.
No, that is a little bit of an action movie trope, though. If you watch,
Yeah.
let me think, one of the, I can't remember which one, there's a James Bond movie, I think it's one of the Roger Moore ones, where they're in Egypt at the pyramids.
Okay.
And they have like this whole action sequence like in the shadow of the pyramids. So yeah, it's something they do. Like they take a monument, something people recognize.
Yeah.
Or in this case, it's Rome. It's full of ancient ruins.
Yeah, the whole city is
and they
a
just,
ruin.
they're like, we'll have a party in it. Because what else is it going to do here? Sitting
Italian dubstep, come on.
Exactly. It's here, let's use the space.
Sure. But yeah, the sequence that happens, okay, so he shows up to Rome, he follows his target
Yep.
to wherever she's going to go. She goes in, she's going to freshen up her makeup.
Yep.
And the reveal shot. Okay, this room is really cool.
Yeah.
With the mirrors across the room from each other. And there's a lot with mirrors in this entire movie.
I was gonna say, I noticed that too. So there's a shot at the beginning after the opening sequence. He's feeding the dog, and you can see his face in like a frame.
Yeah.
And then there's this shot. There's a shot later when he goes to meet Lawrence Fishburne, and there's the bridge reflected in the water.
Yeah.
Then the entire climax of the movie. So
Yeah.
I
He's in a
noticed that
hall
too.
of mirrors.
There's a hall of mirrors. But yeah, in that shot, she's looking in a mirror, and there's a mirror in front of her, and there's a mirror behind her, and when we look over one shoulder he's not there, and when we pan across he is there. Which you kind of said, what's he gonna like leap out of the water because there's a big bathtub
Right,
there.
is he gonna come out of the tub?
But think about when they actually filmed that, he probably was just squatting
Yeah.
and leap out.
Whee!
And listen, they probably just edited it and he was just standing there.
Sure.
But I like to believe he was hunched down and jumped out.
Now, I understand they probably did this with all green screens and computers and whatnot, but I come from an old school thing where all I'm thinking is, how do they hide the camera in the mirror?
In any of this. Well, it's... Yeah. I was thinking the same thing, how difficult it is to film pointing at a mirror without being seen. Now, I think part of the trick is to have another mirror.
Yeah.
Because every time we see that, so like the scene you're talking about, one behind her, one in front of her, well, the camera's behind the other mirror.
Right.
So you could film through it.
Yeah.
Even with
It
like
takes
a really
precision.
small hole. Yeah.
It takes a lot of precision, but you can do it. Especially with especially with kind of a slight camera movement.
Yep.
All it's doing is going from one shoulder to the other.
Right.
So there's not a lot of movement there. But again, it was a very cool scene. And of course, she knows John Wick.
Of course, everybody in this movie knows John Wick.
Yes. But as soon as she saw him, she knew she was already dead.
Yep.
And she kind of goes off and, catching up, basically catching up with him, saying,
what you been up to?
What was your wife's name?
I hope she was worth it.
I hope she was worth it all. It's like, is it worth the price that you're going to pay by killing me?
Yeah.
Because she knows that if he's there, she's about to die, and she knows what the consequences will be if she dies by his hand.
Yeah. And but she's like, whatever, I'm gonna go out my own way. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die my own way.
I'm not gonna let you kill me.
Which was funny because I actually was thinking that in my head, and then she literally said it out loud.
Yep.
She's like, I live my life my way, I'm gonna die my way. And she slits her own wrists and doesn't give him the satisfaction.
Correct.
Yep. And then she just bleeds out in the tub.
She just bleeds out in the tub, and to prove that he was there, I guess, he shoots her head.
Well, yeah, because otherwise how would he prove that he had anything to do with this?
Exactly.
He has to be able to demonstrate
Yes.
he did his job. So he gets in no problem, He, does his job, no problem. He leaves, and we run into Common.
Hey, Common, why are you a bodyguard?
Because Common is now working for the Italian lady as a bodyguard.
Yeah. What did he call her? His ward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it suggests he's been doing this for some time.
Sure.
Yeah. And then again, he runs into a familiar face.
Yep.
And he says, "Oh, you working?"
Hey, you working tonight?
Yeah. Good night. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at that point, he kind of figures, if he's here, it means he's here for something big. Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep. And
So
then they have a little tussle.
They have a little bit of a tussle, and Common actually shoots him a couple of times. Mm-hmm. And
they shoot each other.
They shoot each other, yes. And I guess they both have the bulletproof Italian suits.
Kevlar suits. Being in Italy.
Yeah, Common runs back to the room and finds her dead in the tub, and John Wick goes into the tunnels again. And one little scene right there when he gets in there, he's like kind of limping again because he just got shot a couple of times, and he just like hits his chest a couple of times, and the bullets fall out of his coat.
Yeah, all the bullets from all the bodyguards who have been shooting at him.
Right.
Also, I noticed in this sequence and then throughout the rest of the movie, when he is shooting people, he always does the hitman thing, which is one in the chest and one in the head.
Right.
Every single time.
It should be it's two in the chest and one in the head.
He doesn't always do
Doesn't
two,
always do it. Yeah.
Because he doesn't need to, Trent.
Right.
He's John Wick.
If you've
but he does. He goes pop, pop.
Yes. If you've never seen Collateral, another fantastic movie. We've talked about it before. If you haven't seen Collateral with Tom Cruise, go and watch Collateral. God damn it. It's so good. Anyway, but he does the same thing. It's boom, boom, and then head.
Yes.
Anyway, so we go back to the movie's roots with all of this like really close quarters gun combat.
Yeah.
It's what he's great at.
And physicality. He's like sweeping the leg and he's wrapping his legs around and throwing arms and like using his weight and their weight against them.
So that's where John Wick does his best work, I think. But where he doesn't do very well is in like very, very close combat because he can't actually shoot him.
Yeah.
All he can do is like try to shoot near him.
Yeah.
Near whoever he's fighting. And so he's out of his element. Mm-hmm. For sure. So what happens there? Oh yeah, okay, so they go into the tunnels.
Yeah, they go into the tunnels. He shoots up all the guys. He thinks he's about to get away. Or no, sorry. Before that, he runs into Ruby Rose. Because again, Ruby Rose is in this movie. And if you want to talk about the strong silent type, she literally has no lines.
She is a mute.
She is a mute. So she shows up, and basically he's a loose end now. So he's completed the task.
And he knows right away. He says, "Oh, some loose ends, huh?"
Yep.
And she signs, "Yep, one, you."
Yep.
And right then and there is where I think this is one of the coolest moments in the entire movie. They're in the dark in these tunnels.
Yeah.
He's got a flashlight or like flashlights on his guns or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there are two dudes in the shadows next to Ruby Rose. They turn their flashlights on and start shooting. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. And then the rest of this entire sequence, it's all of the baddies with their flashlights. And as soon as John Wick shoots them, the flashlights go out.
Yeah.
So like think about it as like a video game. As you're shooting these guys, their lights go out, so to speak.
This movie and the last one, if nothing, they're directed really, really well to get the action.
So great.
And they play a lot with light and shadow and color. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there was a lot of that in this one, especially in the catacombs, in the tunnels underground. To do that effectively is really hard, and this movie did it really well.
They did it
really well.
They just pull it off so well.
Yeah.
But right at the very end, he's gone. John Wick has gone through like 2 or 3 of his guns, and he gets to like one of the last ones, the shotgun. So there's one scene at the very end. He's like running low on ammo, and he's like, I don't even know if he probably hit him or something. He like points his shotgun and like pokes it into the dude's chest, pushing him downwards towards the ground. And while he's pushing, he's putting another shell into the shotgun. And once he gets it loaded, he shoots him point blank.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, man.
There was a lot of really violent deaths.
Yeah. more than in the first one.
It's one thing to have the chest shot and the head shot.
Yeah.
It's another to have a lot of point blank and then stabbing and all of that stuff. There was a lot more of it in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was using like rifles and handguns in the first one. That's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. This one, he had a goddamn assault rifle and shotguns. He was blowing people away. Thankfully, it was in the dark.
Right. You get a lot more of him preparing in this one. Yeah. And you could see how he actually handles those weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets to the end of the catacombs, let's say, and Common comes out of nowhere and hits him with a car.
Yes. There's a lot of that in this movie.
He gets hit by a car like 3 times.
Several people get hit by cars in this movie. They use cars as another means of just kind of launching people into walls and
Pretty much.
Yeah, and they have a really, like, this is meant to be 2 guys who are very evenly matched, and the music cut out.
There is no music in that.
Music. It's just 2 middle-aged dudes grunting and punching and wrestling.
It was intense.
Throwing themselves downstairs.
Yeah.
They've got knives. They're trying to cut each other. They're trying to shoot each other.
They're like grabbing guns from all over their
wherever
person.
they got them stored.
Yeah. Just trying to get something off, and they can't do it until they realize, oh, whoops, I'm going to go into a plate glass window, and guess what? You're in the Continental again.
It's the window of the hotel, and once you're there, you can't do anything.
It's like, hey, go find the bar.
Yep, calm the hell down, boys.
Yeah.
Yep, that was like, how is this going to end?
Yeah.
Because they are very evenly matched. This is not going well. Oh, that's a convenient window.
Right. So they go to the bar and they start talking a little bit. Now, here's where I think they could have done a little better with this movie, plot-wise. So, Common, he was basically charged with protecting the woman.
Yes.
She's dead.
Correct. He has failed. Now, I understand revenge. I understand all that stuff. But the person who put John Wick up to this is the brother. Why don't those 2 team up and go after the brother? I don't know.
That would have been a much better way to end this, I think.
Maybe.
I know John Wick works alone. I understand the whole character thing. But I think it would have worked better for John Wick to recruit him to his cause to go after the brother, because that's clearly what he's going to be doing after this.
I think it's more the world that we're in.
Yeah.
These all strike me as every single person's a lone wolf.
I guess.
Nobody has a team.
Name me
anybody who has a team.
Yeah, the only team is everybody is around the Continentals, I guess.
Yeah, they're all like hotel employees.
Right.
They're more than that, but yeah, they're not a team of assassins.
Yeah.
That's not a thing we've seen in this movie.
Nope. Except for the custodians in the subway. Those 2 guys were together.
Well, just because they both had the same disguise, I don't know that they were together.
I know.
So immediately after this, the brother who hired him says, it's not anything personal, but you can't blame a guy for taking revenge on his own sister. And he puts out a $7 million contract to literally everybody in the known world.
Right.
So he just spends the rest of the movie basically being stopped every 15 feet in New York City because somebody knows who he is. Every single person knows who he is.
There's a lot more assassins in this world than I was aware of,
and
Betsy.
They all use the same flip phone.
Right.
Like, is there anybody who doesn't know what John Wick looks like? For being the boogeyman, he's awfully recognizable.
Right.
Yeah, so there's kind of a cool sequence where there's just random dudes, and he kills 2 dudes with a pencil.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't go without actually seeing him do it.
Yeah. We could. I both like and I hate the fact that they did that. Mm-hmm. Because you could have just left that to our imagination. Uh-huh. Like how we did it the first time, and that's the lore, that's the legend of John Wick.
I've seen The Dark Knight. I don't need to have a visualization.
Sure, that's true. But, I do like that they did it, that they probably did it in a unique way. But, whatever. Yeah. It's fine.
And they gave us a little bit of a variation on who these people are. So we have a street performer violinist who's also an assassin.
Yep.
We have a dude who looks like a sumo wrestler who's also an assassin.
Yep.
2 nerdy, computer type dudes, ?
I don't know.
A couple custodians.
Custodians and homeless guy.
The homeless guy's not an assassin.
Well, he's in a different organization.
Now, what exactly would you say that organization is? I was a little bit confused. Are they just the eyes and ears of the city for shits and giggles? What do they do?
I think... I don't really know what the whole thing is. We'll probably find out once we watch 3.
Yeah.
Because I know Lawrence Fishburne is a big part of 3.
Okay. I
So,
didn't know that.
and we'll get to that. We'll get to what we think 3 is in a little bit. But I don't really know. Think about how Game of Thrones did their little birds things.
I guess.
That's what these guys are. But to what end?
Yeah.
What's their goal here? They clearly have a good organization. They have all sorts of resources in the underground of New York.
Right.
But what's the point?
And they're in this world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't quite understand it other than, hey, let's put Lawrence Fishburne in the movie.
Right.
That was, honestly, to me, it was just another group that isn't invested in the contract of killing him.
I don't think they're a part of the high table, which is what, he just... John Wick just murdered one of the people from the high table. Mm-hmm. I think Larry Fish's people are not a part of that. They're kind of their own organization.
They're more akin to the Continental, where they're not out there actively contracting.
Sure.
They have their finger on the pulse of what's going on.
Yeah, and they're sending out pigeons with communiques in them.
Yeah, so they had little backpacks with microchips.
Which I don't really know what that's about.
Yeah. So the implication being there's not really homeless people. They're all trained assassins.
Well, these people are.
This group is anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a little confused. They left that a little bit vague for my taste. I didn't really understand what this group was.
Which again, I think just based on the little that I know, I've seen probably 1 trailer for 3.
Okay.
I think what happens is John Wick goes to this organization and tries to help them, tries to, I guess, join. He's probably going to join since he is excommunicado from his other organization.
I don't know. Yeah, it was an excuse to get a little Matrix reunion happening.
Yeah, yet another Matrix reunion in these. A
much bigger one.
Right. And I'm sure this was more of a wink and a nod than the first one with one of the agents that he was fighting in the first one.
I think the first one was coincidence. This is a wink and a nod.
This is, hey, both of the actors were talking about choice. Both of them said the word choice.
You give me a choice.
God damn it.
Red pill or blue pill, Trent?
The problem is choice, Betsy. But yeah.
So
that was a little bit too on the nose for me. But you know what? If there's any excuse to get these guys together, I'm all for it.
So he asks for help. The most he'll give him is a gun with 7 bullets, so $1 million a bullet, basically.
Right.
And he tells him where this guy is going to be.
Yeah.
And he's at is it the Met?
Yeah.
Is that where he is?
Yeah.
And he crawls up in the back room through the floor because everything is kind of in the catacombs here.
Right, and he gives him the gun and basically gets him smuggled in there.
Yeah. So he shows up for this big party. And again, reflections, things like this. Did you notice the floor?
Oh, yeah, the floor looked cool.
So the floor was like cracked glass. It was like mirrors, broken mirrors on the floor. Mm-hmm. And he gets in there no problem. And then the crowd parts. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not even subtle. They literally are like, bad guy, other bad guy. A finale of the film. Let's go.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Yeah. Let's just go. Let's go. Let's get this done.
Yeah. And it's the same thing where he kind of wastes his bullets immediately.
Yep.
But the way to get another gun is to take someone else's. Yep. And he just barrels through people left and right.
He uses his 7 bullets on the people right in front of him. Yep. He picks up another gun and keeps on going.
Yep. And then the finale is in a literal Hall of Mirrors, but under the guise of it's a new exhibit. And I'm so glad you also noticed all of the reflections, because I had picked up on that and I was like, is this just like a stylistic thing? And then we literally have a Hall of Mirrors as the finale. And I'm like, oh no, that was all very intentional.
Oh, yeah.
Very intentional. And I had the same thought as you. Like, that is hard to film. And I don't know if they just spend a chaotic amount of time coordinating.
You have to.
Or if it's, literally going frame by frame and taking the camera out in post.
Sure.
But Jesus Christ, is that hard to do?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looked cool. It looked real cool.
They even had a shot when Ruby Rose showed up where they were shooting the floor up back at them. They were shooting the reflection on the floor of them fighting up above.
Yep.
That was really cool, too.
Yeah. And it's like, are we above? Are we below? Are we left? Are we right?
Right.
Is this a door? Is this a hallway?
And then on like 2 or 3 occasions, they just throw people through the mirrors anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really cool set.
Yeah.
I don't know who designed that, but props to them, because it was a lot of pivoting doors and sliding doors and red light and blue light, and it was cool. Like I said earlier, this movie looks really cool.
That is just the thing about these 2 movies that we've seen. They look fantastic.
Yeah. But once again, to no one's surprise, John Wick kills everybody.
Yep.
He kills everybody.
Not Ruby Rose. She ain't dead.
I totally forgot to... I got to back up for just a second.
All right.
I forgot to mention the part I really liked when he runs into Common again. So he's...
at the fountain.
After they put out the contract, he's at Lincoln Center at the big fountain there in the middle. And the 2 of them are sort of chasing each other. And there's this sequence where they're sort of calmly walking and then just like shooting.
Bang, bang, bang.
Ping, ping. Ping, 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 ping. They're just like nonchalantly like pointing their guns as they're walking.
With their silencers on and nobody notices.
Which is not how silencers work.
It's not how silencers work.
People, I know you think that in real life, in the movies they demonstrate that a silencer just makes this little...
Just a little puff.
But guess what? In real life, silencers only do so much.
Yeah.
It's still
They're
really
suppressors.
loud.
They're suppressors, not silencers.
There is no such thing as a silent gunshot.
No.
It doesn't exist. That is a movie trope.
Just dampens it.
So to have 2 guys in the middle of New York, pew, pew.
Also, they were shooting through the fountain. How did like 15 people not get shot there? There's a bunch of people walking around.
Movie magic. Movie magic. Anyway, I wanted to make sure to throw that in because I forgot.
Yeah, thank you.
So yes, he kills all the bad guys, and the main Italian bad guy gets away and finds himself in the Continental. And of course, John Wick goes there because that's exactly where he's going to be. And he breaks the cardinal rule of the Continental. You cannot do business on the grounds. And he shoots the guy in the head.
That's what he wanted to do. And Ian McShane looks at him and says, "What have you done?"
Yeah. So this is all in order to set up yet another movie. Like, they clearly had a plan here. Like, we want to make another one of these.
Totally.
Do you think that was out of character? A man at his rope who just has forfeited his life because he just don't care anymore? Why?
I think he knows he's completely fucked.
No matter what he does.
No matter what he does. Because if he shoots this guy, he's a man at the high table.
Right.
He's one of the men at the high table.
Yes.
They're going to come down on him no matter what. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't do it, he's still out there, and he's going to start taking over and wrecking shop and making his life a living hell.
Well, and he basically
the contract is still on
he
him.
Basically alludes to the fact that he's just going to stay in the Continental as long as it takes.
Yeah.
He's like, did you know they have this menu and you could eat here for months and never eat the same thing twice?
Yeah. I have every assassin in New York coming after you. Yep. You are not going to survive, so I'm just going to sit here like a little bitch.
Yeah. I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll just stay here. You can't do anything to me. I'm untouchable.
Bullshit. No, I think John Wick knows that he's completely fucked no matter what he does. So he is going to try and protect himself the best way he can and hope that Ian McShane has his back to a point. Right. He knows that he's not going to break the rules for him, but we find out at the very end, like, the only reason why you are still alive is because I will it to be. Yeah. And then he finds out, all those people hanging around that park, they're all they're all assassins.
Hundreds of assassins around you. Yeah. And it's the same thing he did at the end of the first movie, but instead, and same spot too. Did you notice that? Yeah. So that's his spot. He takes him out to Central Park and he kills him. But in this situation, he says, "You done fucked up. Yep. So I'm giving you 1 hour to get your poop in a group." And sort out your problems because the world is coming after you, but you can't go to the hotels. Anybody associated with the hotels will not help you. He is cutting off his resources. Yep. And he is on the run with nothing but his dog. And I will tell you, now I'm invested. Yeah. I'm invested. And I know he says, anybody you send after me, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill them all. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this body count's going to keep rising. And I know they're working on a fourth one, which means he's not going to die.
Of course.
But holy shit.
Can't kill John Wick.
They upped the ante so fast with this one by him doing that at the end of this movie. Basically, metaphorically shooting himself in the foot. Yeah. By killing that guy at the hotel.
And I think the reason why he did that is because he set up this relationship with Lawrence Fishburne. With his organization over here.
I guess.
I think that's what it's going to be. Like, hey, I'm recruiting myself for your organization. I'm going to help you. And Larry Fish says, you know what? Does it really look...
you just keep calling him Larry Fish.
He is Larry Fish to us. and our listeners. You can start calling him Larry Fish too. Anyway, he recruits himself saying, I can help you. He says, okay, does it really look like that we need help? Well, you know what? You kind of do. But I don't know what their thing is. That's the other thing. What are they trying to do? Are they like just a more underground group of assassins? I don't know.
But clearly not that much if he knew exactly where to go.
I guess.
I don't know.
But I guess we'll find out whenever we watch 3.
But yeah, this one was cool. I liked this one for different reasons than I liked the first one. Like I said at the beginning, it's freeing to do a sequel because you don't have to set up all the other stuff. You're unshackled by all that. Sure. We've closed the chapter in the first one. All of the things from the first one don't matter anymore. Yep. We're just going to jump into a new thing. And they've already set it up for the third one. And this is a dangerous man whose life is forfeit, and he has nothing to lose.
Except his dog. Please
don't kill the dog. I can't deal with that. I just can't deal with more of that.
I think they shot their shot the first time. Yes. And got you on his side. That's all they're ever going to do.
Oh, I'm very invested in John Wick now. Yeah. Like, I don't want him to die, and I don't want all the bad people to come after him. Even though he is not a good person. Like, he's an anti-hero. This is an anti-hero.
Totally.
He is an assassin. This is not someone...
A very good one.
This is not someone you are meant to love, but here I am. I love you, John Wick. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm excited about the third one, because we've got it. We're gonna watch it eventually here. I don't know if we'll cover it for this, but you and I are certainly going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Tell us, do you want us to watch 3 and cover it hey, I am open to doing whatever. Like, I'm certainly not going to go on and watch 3 right away.
Right.
Like, I need a little bit of a break here. We're not going to do it as part of this. I guarantee you that.
No, we're wrapping up the Keanu-thon.
Yeah, the Keanu-thon is over. We did 4 movies, 4 decades. That's done.
If we had something in 2021, maybe we'd cover it. But he's on a little break right now filming all these movies.
Right. That's all done. There's no more to really cover right now. But that all being said, we're done with our Keanu-thon. Let's go over a couple of emails, shall we?
Yeah, so I got, I guess you'd call it a recommendation, but not something to watch, something to avoid.
Okay.
So I heard from Danny, who said, if you haven't seen the new Space Jam, keep it that way. The reviews are accurate. It's a shameless WB/HBO Max promo. And that's kind of what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
That the new Space Jam is not good.
And I was kind of stoked to see it.
See, I wasn't, because I think you and I and a lot of people our age grew up with that movie.
Yeah.
And it was such a big deal for us.
It was.
That I didn't want them to remake it. I didn't want them to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Like, I didn't want it to happen. But if anybody's going to do it, I understand why it would be LeBron James.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But this has been sitting on the burner for so many years.
Yeah, this has been in the works for so many years. LeBron basically has been planning on doing this ever since he went to go to the Lakers.
Yeah.
At least.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was kind of on the fence about watching it in the first place.
Yeah.
If you have a different opinion, share it. That's one person's opinion. I know the reviews are pretty bad.
I've heard some other people just completely shit on it, and it's like, oh man, it's not even one of those things I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Like, even a couple of the trailers just make me cringe.
When I've heard enough people say, don't waste your time, that's usually enough for me to not waste my time.
Though.
Maybe we'll cover it when we're doing bad movies.
We will do a bad movie marathon, for sure.
Someday.
Yes. But we did receive one email, and it's from Mitch from Saskatoon.
Hi,
Back
I'm
again.
Mitch.
He says he's been on vacation and has been trying to get caught up with a few things. So yeah, let's just go through the whole gamut, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Greetings, Never Seen It crew. I've been on a vacation and had to catch up on a few episodes. Looks like I missed a few good ones. Oh, and I forgot to say the subject line of this. All aboard the Trent is Right train. I think you can tell where this is going if you are a long-term fan. He says, again, I am with Trent in regards to The Goonies. I've tried to watch it 5 to 7 times. Very specific. 5 to 7 times, and every time I stop it somewhere because I get flat out bored. I have no idea what the appeal is. Some families love these 80s kids movies. Betsy should tell her story of Good Times Video and the #1 rental at her childhood and its Paul Rudd connection. Now, Betsy, I don't know what Mitch knows about your childhood. Maybe you can elaborate.
So when we were kids, the local video store that we had was called Good Times Video.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this little mom and pop place downtown in my hometown. And I always wanted to rent the same movie. And I couldn't tell you the first time I watched it. I don't know why I was so fixated on it, but I didn't own it, so I always wanted to get it when we rented it. The movie I always wanted to get, as he mentions Paul Rudd, was Mac and Me.
Mac and Me? What's that?
Mac and Me is basically to cash in on the success of E.T.
A low-rent E.T.
It is a low-rent E.T. So basically, this family of aliens comes to planet Earth, and they get separated, and this little boy becomes friends with the little boy alien. And they literally take the trouble to, like, define that this is supposed to be a little boy, because, like, the little girl has, like, a bow in her hair or something. I don't know. I just know that there's, like, a weird Like, this is a boy alien, which is irrelevant and doesn't matter, but okay.
It's an alien.
Trent, one day I'm going to make you watch Mac and Me, and you'll understand the pain that I am putting you through.
Oh, God, no.
But yes, that was the movie when I was 5 or 6 years old that I insisted we get all the time, and I can't to this day explain why, because it's an awful movie. It's awful. But if you understand the Paul Rudd reference, you'll appreciate it.
I do.
If you don't understand the Paul Rudd reference, just go on YouTube, look up Paul Rudd, Conan, Mac and Me.
Google Paul Rudd, Mac and Me. You will find dozens of clips.
Yes.
I brought a clip, Betsy.
No, thank you, Trent.
So let's also talk about the fact that I am right.
Just because he agrees with you doesn't mean you're right.
I am right. Everyone else is wrong. The Goonies is a terrible movie. I'm just going to be a troll about this for the rest of my life.
All right, you enjoy that.
Me and Mitch, together, forever, in this quest to say the Goonies is bad.
All right, then.
All right, Mitch continues. By the way, I was able to do some pirate research for you. A treasure ship on the northwest coast is possible, but not likely. Most pirating in the past centuries was centered in the Caribbean and not the Pacific. A most likely scenario would be a British ship trying to attack a Spanish naval ship possibly filled with galleons, but that was more for sea dominance than piracy. People do look along that shoreline for possible treasure to this day, though. So yeah, we were talking about the fact that, why would there be a pirate ship up in northwestern the United States?
Right.
It's best that you don't really think about it, but I guess it is possible.
It's very, very
it's a big damn ocean.
Abstraction, yeah.
Yeah. But yes, continuing. Talking about Black Widow, which we also saw recently. Geography tidbit from Black Widow. It doesn't really matter on your pronunciation of Budapest, as until 1873, they were two different cities, Buda and Pest. Probably a similar way to say it than you think. Also in this podcast, you quickly mentioned The Mandalorian Season 2 Star Wars reference. I don't remember if we made another reference in that movie, but I think Mitch would have caught it if we didn't.
Probably.
So, sure, that's our Star Wars reference. There you go.
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
And the Budapest thing, it's kind of like...
Yeah.
The Twin Cities.
Yeah.
Like, they're called the Twin Cities. They are two separate entities, but is there any geographical separation of that large mass of towns?
Yeah, it's just like on one side of the street is one city, on the other it's another city. We say the same thing. We're very close to a county line where we live.
Yeah.
One side of the street is one county, the other side is another county.
We're like less than a mile?
Yeah, way less than a mile.
Yeah. And it's a different county altogether. It's the same damn town. Who cares?
Yeah, it's the same city. But who cares? Who cares?
What else does Mitch say?
Mitch continues. And then the final thought here is about RoboCop. I have nothing to add to your discussion on RoboCop. Holy crap, it must be turd-tastic. It leads me to a quick discussion starter. What are some of the worst films you have ever seen? Maybe just the poorest effects.
The poorest effects? Ooh.
I can tell you the worst movie I ever seen.
Okay.
While you think about that, I'll tell my story. So when I was it was after I was out of high school. So I think it was some summer, and some friends wanted to go see a movie. And I just wanted to kind of hang out with my friends. I didn't want to see a movie, but you know what? Hey, let's go to the cheap theater in town and go see a movie together. The movie they chose, I would have never chosen this. The movie they chose was The Benchwarmers.
Oh, God, no.
With David Spade and John Lovitz and a bunch of other not very good comedians, let's say, doing a baseball movie. That is the one and only time in my life I have ever walked out of a theater. It was that bad.
So you were there with your friends and you left?
I did.
Did you just say anything to them?
I left. I said, "Hey, I'm out of here. This fucking sucks." And I mean, I drove there, so hey, if you guys want to hang out later, call me. But I can't sit through this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done. Bye.
It was that bad.
I'm trying to think of other bad movies. We don't really like to watch, like, we don't go out of our way to watch bad movies.
We have a refined taste.
Right. We did, however, watch one a year or so ago. Do you remember the joy that we experienced when watching Velocipaster?
Oh, man, do I ever.
So this man who is a priest gets cursed, and instead of turning into a werewolf, he turns into a velociraptor. And the effects are... whenever he is a velociraptor, he's a papier-mâché dinosaur.
Yep.
It's really bad. And I know that this was done on a budget, and that's part of the fun, is that it's campy and terrible. But this was
like one level up from student film.
Yeah. Like, this looked like something you and I would make in our backyard.
Pretty much.
And we're not filmmakers.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I can't really think of too many movies where I've just straight up given up on them. We were talking about this the other day. I can't remember the name of the movie, but there was one we rented once before you and I met. I watched it with a friend, and it was Ashton Kutcher and Anne Heche. And I don't remember a damn thing about this movie other than it was getting late in the day. I was getting tired, so I said, let's turn it off. And then I just was like, I'm not going back to that. I don't need to finish that.
You've seen enough.
I've seen enough.
Yeah.
I don't care. And there are other movies where, we touched on this before. A Scanner Darkly.
Yeah.
Another Keanu Reeves movie. Mm-hmm. I just couldn't get through it. What are you going to do?
Yeah. To each their own. I said it before. It took me at least 2 viewings to really get it.
Yeah.
And it's a Philip K. Dick thing. Those are kind of weird.
They can be.
Yeah, I do not begrudge you for not liking that.
Yeah. But yeah, there are precious few movies where I've just completely given up.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch most movies start to finish.
Yeah, and like another one, like in the same vein as Velocipaster, was Iron Sky.
Okay, that was trash
Iron
and
Sky
glorious.
was pretty damn good what it was.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
But it was well-made trash.
Yeah.
And we thought it would be funny to start it. And then before we knew it, we watched the whole movie.
We started it at like 9:00 at night just to like
put something
check
on.
It out, put something on. It looked
guys,
stupid.
Understand. We read the description. This was on Netflix at the time.
Yeah, it probably still is.
It might. I don't think it is, but we'll have to dig into that. The point is, the description explains how there's Nazis on the moon.
Yeah, that's where the Nazis went after World War II.
The Nazis escaped planet Earth, and they've been living in the dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
And in modern times, they come back and they try to take over the world.
Yeah.
And they're discovered at random by an astronaut, so it's like Apollo 20-something. And an astronaut finds their secret Nazi lair on the dark side of the moon. So if that is enough to pique your interest, let me just tell you.
Seek out Iron Sky.
Iron Sky. There is a sequel.
Yeah.
Where they're at the center of the earth. We have not been so fortunate to watch that one.
No. I can only take so much of that kind of stuff. I don't seek it out. No. But if I'm in the mood, I can get some enjoyment out of it.
We're not devoid of humor. Like we can find the humor in that.
I can find enjoyment out of a lot of things. Ironically, in my later years, I've been able to really derive some pleasure out of
when you do it with such earnestness.
Yeah. And I think that's why yet another time we're going to reference this movie. It's why we love Kung Fury. It is referencing all of these different tropes of movies from that era, and it's just done in a perfect way.
Yeah.
It's a perfect movie. It's only like 35 minutes.
You heard it here first,
Go
folks.
watch Kung Fury. And with that call to action, as they say in the business, reach out to us. I want to hear from you. Betsy especially wants to hear from you.
I want to hear from you more than Trent does.
That's right. Email us, neverseenitpod@gmail.com if you want to be like Mitch and catch up on some stuff. I don't care. Again, we've said this before. If you want to go and watch episode 2, episode 5, episode 22, I don't care. We want to hear from you. If it's stuff that we haven't even covered yet, we're done with the Keanu-thon, so we're back into, whatever we happen to want to put on the TV. So, yes, please email us and follow us on Twitter. The Twitter handle is neverseenit_pod. We tweet out whenever we post episodes. Betsy has been tweeting out some previews of a few things. I don't know if we're going to be doing more of that and like revealing what we're going to be doing. We might be doing that. I don't know. But,
we're making this up as we go.
Yeah.
We're professionals here. We definitely know what we're doing.
Of course. But yeah, also, again, we say it every week. If you want to support the show, throw us $1 or $2 or $5 or $10. Click the link in the podcast description. It's on anchor.fm. The thing that says neverseenit/support. You'll figure it out. You're smart people.
You must be smart. You're listening to this.
Let's not give him too much credit, Betsy. But yeah, that's the end of the show. That's the end of the Keanu-thon. Betsy, do you have any final parting thoughts about Mr. Keanu Reeves?
I'm gonna make you watch Always Be My Maybe. Because I need you to see it. I need you to see it.
At the very least, I will watch that scene.
Oh, fine. It's a couple of scenes. He's in it for a good 20 minutes.
Hey, I got 20 minutes, Betsy. But yes, that's the end of the show. We will see you next time on Never Seen It. My name is Trent.
My name is Betsy.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.